because you need people that are counterweights. You need the opposite opinion. You need the opposing, absolutely. You need the opposing force that's saying, okay, I see what you're saying, but have you ever thought about this? Have you ever thought about it this way? You know, it's ironic to me that people decry the Affordable Care Act so much because it was a conservative idea. It was developed by a think tank called the Heritage Foundation in the early 90s as a response to the health care plan that Bill and Hillary Clinton were trying to produce. And so Barack Obama gets this passed, and all of a sudden it's a government takeover in socialized medicine. It couldn't be anything remotely resembling that.
So you believe that the Republicans are supporting this president because it's a political calculation?
Yes, it's politically advantageous for them to support this president right now. The ones that haven't, have made their bones known. They're in an incredibly safe space, like Mike Lee and Mitt Romney in Utah. Those guys, the Utahns, don't like Trump that much anyway, and they're never going to be a Democrat voted in out there. So they're incredibly safe. So they're more apt to come out and speak about this. Ben Sass is the same way. The guys that were not in safe spaces are no longer there. The Bob Corkers of the world, the Jeff Flakes, they're all gone, right? So what you have to really do when you're observing these guys and you're listening to their words is that you have to see, are you coming at this and putting some profile and courage on the line here, or are you just grandstanding? I'll give you an example. One of our own senators is Ted Cruz. Okay? Ted Cruz.
He's got a beard now.
He does have a beard, so he's becoming more of a man of the people, I guess. Anyway, he is a self-described constitutional originalist. Yes. He was one of the people that voted against this resolution of disapproval when it came to the Senate floor. They needed 67 votes to get this to be veto-proof. So you get 67 votes, that's the threshold. That means the veto is going to be overridden. The president says, okay, fine, send it back. We're not going to, I'll sign the paper. But he and 20 plus people of his ilk, they voted for cynicism because they voted to allow this guy to abuse his power and move the checkerboard around and steal funds from the military, steal it from other places. And here's the thing that's so ironic and curious to me is why the veterans and the military have provided so much support for these guys, because here's where they're taking some of those funding from. Veterans pensions and medical care. $1 billion that they're sweeping out of that would go to pay for somebody's PTSD or help pay for part of their retirement funds. I don't understand how that's serving the veterans, right? So there's an enormous amount of glamming onto this guy because he remains innately and inexorably popular with his base. He's got an 85 to 90% approval rating with the Republicans that are polled about him.